Welcome to Make the Grade with the Success Doctor, Stephen Green, where you'll discover actionable strategies to help your student to reach their academic goals, to excel at standardized testing, and to plan for the college admissions process painlessly. And now, here's your host, Dr. Stephen Green.
Hey everyone, Steve Green here, your host of the Make the Grade podcast. You know, I have a lot of guests on my show, and I think they all bring value. But today I've got a guest I think you're really going to enjoy. And as somebody who has doing some things that are very near and dear to my heart, because she's an operational kind of person. Some people think this is boring. No. Let me tell you something. Nobody's successful without systems, okay? I don't care if you're a fifth grader, 12th grader, entrepreneur, CEO, manager of a baseball team, it doesn't matter. The systems, you got to create them. You got to put them in place. You got to work them. You got to modify them when needed. So my guest today is Christine Rothdeutsch. Saying it right, Christine? All right.
Sounds good.
So Christine, say hello.
Hello.
Here we go. Christine is coming to us all the way from near me. She's in Pennsylvania too. I haven't had another guest from Pennsylvania in months. The Keystone State is repping here. Anyway, so let me tell you a little bit about her very quickly, and we're going to learn all about who she is and what she does. She's a speaker and systems design specialist and a master implementer. I like that term. She works with coaches and speakers who are serious about growing their businesses and who know that having effective systems in place leads to greater profit margins. Anybody heard that before on this podcast? Yeah. Christine blends her unique skills of business operation management, precision automation, implementation to give her clients the systems they need to run highly efficient, more importantly, highly profitable and highly impactful businesses. Her clients have nicknamed her the speaker and coach's secret weapon. You can tell me that. The secret weapon. She
What's
believes
a secret?
So secret, nobody knew what it was. She believes that with the right systems in place, anyone can achieve their dreams of owning a 6 or 7 figure business. When she's not working, she likes creating fabulous dishes in the kitchen. Nice. Enabling her plants to produce colorful blooms and enrich her mind with great books and taking adventurous trips. We will learn more about all of this. But Christine, welcome to the Make the Grade podcast. Let me get right to the deep end here. What's the most important system? All the systems that could possibly exist. Is there one that you think is more important than all the rest?
Absolutely. It's lead generation and follow-up. You've got to manage your contacts, because if you don't, you're losing sales.
No leads probably means no business.
Right. Yeah.
So who typically, I want to ask you 2 questions at once. You can answer them however you want. Number 1, how'd you get into this? What's your background a little bit? And who would be your typical client?
Well, Steve, how long do we have?
29 minutes.
Okay.
28 and a half left.
Yeah. So, prior to having my own business, prior to starting a family, I was a bookkeeper. I'm a numbers person at heart. And I kind of left that behind as I started to learn more about computers. I went kicking and screaming to learn about computers when they first became popular in the home. But once I did, and I learned email marketing, I'm like, ooh, this is kind of neat. Oh, this is fun. I can put things together and make them work. And I had learned so much over the years I was an ardent volunteer in different organizations. And I rose all the way to the top of every one of them to be president. And I was kind of like Tim the Toolman Taylor there was the base of what had to be done for the organization. And I just made it so much better. I just created so many more things for each organization to thrive and everything. So I took that knowledge and I took the knowledge of computers. And when I was looking for my next big thing, a friend of mine said, you know what, people will pay for that. I was like, Really? Like businesses? Like, really? Because I only know
Yeah.
working for one person at a time.
Now, what sort of
Um,
industry were you in?
like I say, I had been in bookkeeping, and I had
Okay.
been like
But I mean,
I worked,
bookkeeping in a
I worked
manufacturing company or
in automotive car
automotive. Very,
sales.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Very
Yeah.
interesting topic.
That was one of the jobs I had.
But they generate a lot of numbers and there's a lot of things here and there. So it probably kept you busy.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And again, numbers, I can go down that rabbit hole of numbers.
Mhm.
But yeah, to the big stage to help more than one person at a time. I didn't want to keep working just for one person, one company. And that's what I've loved about doing what I do, is working with all the different people over the years. And that in itself is an education. And one of my favorites that I've had is a business coach. She is a business coach, and she realized, having her own coach and telling her what she needed to do, that if she wanted to grow her business, she needed to get some systems in place. And it's been really fun. We've been together a couple of years now, and it's just fascinating to see even her growth as a business coach. It's yeah. So
So how long ago did you start becoming the speaker and coach's secret weapon?
well, it didn't happen right away. When I started my business, I got into it more as just the technical virtual assistant. I was just implementing. And then as I started to work with coaches of my own, I realized it's like, wait a minute here. I have to concentrate on making money. They're showing me what I had to do. And that's the piece that was missing from the clients that I was working with. So about, I want to say 5-6 years ago, I started incorporating these other aspects into working with my clients to help them to implement systems that are going to get them closest to the money, instead of, oh, let's try this and see what works. Oh, let's try something else. It's like, no, 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 no. And within a year or two, I found myself really geared towards working with the coaches and the speakers, because so many of them, they start their business because they're really good at coaching, whatever their topic is. But yeah, business isn't their thing.
Well, yeah. Listen, those, my history, I spent a lot of time working with students who typically have pretty poor organizational skills. Not all, I'm generalizing. And entrepreneurs even worse. I think as people get older, they get lazier in that respect. Or, as a student, you're typically chasing grades. As an entrepreneur, you're chasing income. So making money is more important than worrying about, is your spreadsheet correctly made, or is your flyer done properly, or do you have a system every time somebody calls you to intake them and get their name and what they want and put them through a pipeline. Okay, so you mentioned lead generation as one of the systems. Can you give us a list? What are some other ones that you would counsel a business or a speaker or an entrepreneur would definitely need to have want to have in place? So we got lead gen. What's another one?
Well, okay, so the lead generation, that starts with a good CRM. So within that CRM, you can set up a system to nurture one-to-one communications with clients. And higher level CRMs are going to be your email marketing.
And by the way, a CRM, contact
relationship
manager. Yes, that's what. Okay.
Or
so this is something a business would typically use to keep track of all sorts of notes, information about a client over time.
I like to say it's a notebook on steroids.
Well, and they're always online, so they're transferable.
And yeah, and it talks to you.
Cloud-based.
It reminds you what you have to do, who you have to contact, and everything. It's like, so you start with the one-to-one communications, get that system in place, and then it's the one-to-many, the email marketing, your social media marketing. What is your system for that, instead of just throwing spaghetti up against the wall?
So we got lead generation, social media, right? Third one is
your payments.
Okay.
How are you getting paid?
Or money in. So you got money in and money out. You got it. So you got accounting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another one.
Oh, geez, put me on the spot here.
That's what you do. I mean, that's why you're here, right?
Yeah, underneath all of these, come all your really subgroups of everything. Because even with the lead generation, there's different activities. I mean, you can be sponsoring.
Yes.
That's where sponsoring, speaking comes into play. Is it online? Is it offline? All these different ways create a new system. Well, I should say you need to create a new system for each one of these. So it's really, it's how are you bringing people in? How are you nurturing them? How are you turning them into clients? And how are you managing the whole business in general? You have your admin. I mean, that's the little one that it's low man on the totem pole, but it has to be done.
Oh, right. Yes. One of the things that you sent me in our little discussions here was success is in the details, right?
Right.
And by that, I'm interpreting you mean day-to-day repetitive sort of things. Now, most people say, oh, it's boring to have to do that stuff. Accounting's boring. And, he's sending out emails, newsletters is boring, but success is in the details. What does that mean to you?
Well, for me, that means when you take that big idea and you say, this is what are all those pieces that you need to put in place to make it happen? And that's where I come in. I like to say my superpower is I see small things. Well, no, I still have to wear my glasses to read, but I see all those little pieces that need to happen in order to achieve that big picture. A lot of times people just, I need a landing page. Well, besides that, what are all the other things that go with it? You have to write the content. What
giveaway offer.
Yeah, you have to, connect it with your email marketing. How are you delivering it? What's happening after that? People will have a lead magnet and give away a free PDF. Okay, I gave it. All right, sit back. Well, no, there's that follow-up. There's that
That's
nurturing.
The first step in most cases.
Yeah. It's all for me, the details are all those little steps that make up the big picture.
Just to be clear for the people listening who may not know all this vocabulary, often entrepreneurs in marketing use what's often called a landing page or a splash page, which is essentially a website that has only one purpose, which is to get people to learn enough about what you do to provide their email or phone number or something to reach them. And often to entice people to do that, you have a lead magnet or a freebie. There's different names for it. So for example, come to my website, learn the 7 things that every parent should ask before they hire a tutor, and get this free report. And you get it when you give me your email or whatever. That's usually called a freebie or a lead magnet. Is there a particular vertical of entrepreneurs you enjoy working with the most or more than others?
Wellness coaches. I've worked with numerous over the years. And I just recently started with another one the other day. And they have so much that they can help people with. But like I said earlier, business isn't their thing. And I just find it fascinating to see them grow, to get the word out of how they can help people. And as their business grows, it's just amazing to see and hear the stories of the lives that they have touched. I mean, what I do is rather dry. I'm the technical person.
Some people find that very sexy. I mean, spreadsheets. Whoa. Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying though. Back office operational stuff. This is the stuff that it's kind of like under the hood, right? Like everybody wants to see a fancy car, but they don't necessarily know how the transmission works. And that's kind of the level that you're operating on. And often it's where I am as well. Saying yes to the right programs and tools. What does that mean?
Well,
Because you
all
got
too often, all
Yeah,
too
go ahead.
often,
Mm-hmm.
people are told, if this is the business you want, you need this program, you need to learn this. Or if this is the business, you need this software. And they most likely don't. I help my clients to really look at what the offer is and decide, is this right for them at the moment? It's like what I say when I go to conferences. I say to my friends, look, there's going to be a lot of offers out there in front of you, those bright, shiny objects. I'm here for you. Come talk to me. Let's talk it through and see if this is right for you. And believe me, as much as I would love everybody to come and work with me, I want them to take them up on my offer. Sometimes it's not right. But I just see too many people spending money on programs and software, and they're not using it. They're not benefiting from it. So it's kind of like I'm on a mission to eradicate that shiny object. I know it's a big one. But I want my clients, I want anybody who I come in contact with to slow down and really evaluate. No, I want them to have a cheat sheet. The next time an offer comes up, it's like, no, wait a minute, what do I need? No, wait a minute, is that on my list? Oh, it's not on my list. Or you know what? I already have something that does that. I'm good. So I see so much money being spent where it doesn't need to be. And that's part of the bookkeeper in me too, I guess. I don't know.
Take me through the process. So I'm a new entrepreneur and I come to you and say, Christine, I need help. I'm just launching this business. I'm selling pens. How does it work? Is there an interview? Is there a kind of a consultation? How would this work from a process standpoint?
Well, the first time that we meet, I like to get my mind map software out, and we dump all of your ideas out on what it is you're selling, where you want to sell it, all the details that you already have or you think you have.
Which one do you use? Like Trello or Asana, one of them, or you use the flowchart one?
The mind, I use FreeMind, mind mapping.
Okay, all right, I have one.
Yeah.
I like that one too.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on.
Yeah. So we dump everything out, and then we start what the gaps of what they have. And a lot of times it starts with maybe that their software. They might not even have an online contact relationship management software. So, okay, so this is the first place we need, because a lot of times people say, oh, I need social media. And it's like, well, wait a minute, you need the foundation first. Before you jump into social media and start generating new leads, where are you going to put them? Because we all know whatever platform you're on with social media, it could be gone tomorrow. So you need to be drawing those leads somewhere. And that's, the core area that we start with. Okay, you need your CRM. Once you start growing your list, we need the email marketing so we can generate a form to have people opt into your list. How are you getting paid? And Venmo and those types of things are really nice, but it's not professional. It's not as secure. My information is that somebody could send you a payment, but they could just as easily pull it back again. So that is not recommended. So we look into the different payment options. So, I like to, you need a way to get paid. You need a way to manage your contacts. Okay. And you need a way to, to manage how you're generating those contacts, whether it's networking, and a lot of times people will start there. But those are the basic areas that we start with. For somebody that's new, those are the key areas that we need to get put into place. And I make sure that the client is going to use the systems that we set up. It's not going to do anybody any good to spend the time to do it. And then you talk to them a month later, it's like, oh yeah, I still have a bunch
that
of.
never happens. All right, let me ask you this. Let's go negative for a second.
Uh-oh.
No, it's okay. This is to help people. This is like a negative. Top 3, 2, 3 things, mistakes you commonly see entrepreneurs make that they should avoid. I mean, you kind of already said one, have a CRM. Don't be random with your lead generation. But what would you say are the 1 or 2, maybe 3 things you see over and over repetitively people doing? It's holding them back. It's messing them up. And you're going to say, don't do this.
Well, the big one I think is trying new programs. I'm gonna learn this new social media platform. I'm gonna learn about sending great emails. I'm gonna learn all the people think that it's the next best. It's going to be it. This is it. This is the one that's going to build.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't follow through on, so I mean that's a big one. Between the programs, signing up to learn new things there, and then also the technology. And now that could be on the reverse side of they've got it and they're just not using it. They're spending the money month after month on technology and they're not using it. A big mistake is you're probably going to be working with somebody along the way, or you're going to be communicating with somebody. You're building a website, okay? You have the website builder, but relying on email. Okay, I love email. I prefer email over text messages, but when you're communicating, when you're working on something with somebody, email is the worst.
It's clunky.
Yeah, you don't have a solid trail of all the communication, and you can miss
like
something.
65 things back and forth.
Yeah. So I recommend from the get-go, even just for a solopreneur who maybe is doing things on their own, use project management, a project management tool like Asana or Trello, just a place that they can list everything.
Then you have records of it, you have workflow, you have timeline.
Yeah.
No, great advice. Hey, this is Steve Green. My guest is Christine Rothdeutsch. And this is the Make the Grade podcast. We're here to try to give you some advice, some skills, some action steps. If you are an entrepreneur, if you're a student, help you get organized, help you avoid wasting time, which is just as important. Christine, do you have anything you want to share? Like, do you have a giveaway? I mean, talking about giveaways and lead magnets, is there something you want to offer to the Make the Grade audience out there?
Well, I'd like to offer them a phone call. Hop on the phone with me. It's easy. I have the URL, callchristineR.com. I couldn't get Christine, so it's callchristineR.com. Let's hop on a call and let's see where you're at in your business and what systems might be lacking. Where might there be some holes in how you're running your business?
Say that one more time. What's the link one more time?
CallchristineR.com.
CallchristineR.com. Well, trust me, her last name's a little tough to spell anyway. So I think I'm saying it correctly, but I don't know if I want to spell it all the time. Call Christine R. Christine with a CH.
Yes. Yep.
The right way to spell it. Anyway. Awesome. Listen, I think this is really valuable. And let me tell you something. It's one of the saddest things I see are when people really want to be successful and they keep shooting themselves in the foot because they don't take care of the business pieces. They're brilliant ideas. They invent things. They conceptualize things. They're great teachers. They're great leaders. They're great writers, but they can't get out of their own way when it comes to creating a business model to sustain it. And you can't ignore that. You can a little bit. And sometimes you can get lucky, but you cannot ignore it long run. This is why we have people like Christine, and to a lesser degree myself, who help you with these sort of things. Anything we didn't talk about you want to bring up for 2 or 3 minutes here?
No, I think I'm good. Yeah. I love working with solopreneurs to see them succeed. I truly believe that's where the key to change. Everybody says, I want to change the world. Well, it starts one person at a time. You can only do so
Mhm.
much if you're, if you're not succeeding, then how do you change the world? So,
Yeah,
yeah.
well, that's true. And listen, there's an element of momentum. I see this in my own business. I've been in business 26 years. My operations now, I really honestly think are pretty strong. They're because it took me 10 years of messing it up to figure out I really needed them. And once I got one good ones in place, once you have in place, it's easy. Trust me. Once you have it set up, it flows. Everything goes in the right pile. You know where stuff is. And I'm not talking literally, I'm talking more information. So in my case, let's say I'm sitting here in my office and the phone rings and it's a parent of somebody I work with. Oh, I'm a little concerned about little Christine's science test. I got to be able to real quick because I can't remember everything. So I jump into my management software. I find, here's my records, here's my notes or my annotations, as they say, for this particular lesson, this particular interaction. Now I can talk with authority about what was going on. If I had notebooks and scraps of paper and Post-it notes everywhere, it makes you look unprofessional sometimes. And you do not want that to happen. Hey, you want to play everybody's favorite game? Everybody's Make the Great podcast game, the Fave 5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to throw something up here, and you tell me what your favorite thing is within this category. We'll start with an easy one. Ready?
Okay.
So just relax. Okay. Favorite color?
Purple.
Purple. The last person said purple too, who, by the way, was an expert in Excel. I should connect the two of you. She was super operational. Okay, because you like to cook, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, I do.
Favorite dish to cook?
Well, I mean, main dish, dessert.
All right.
Well,
Favorite dessert.
Favorite dessert. I love lemon and my lemon meringue pie. I mean, it's to die for.
We're gonna have to get together on that.
Yeah.
All right. How about favorite entree?
Lasagna.
Lasagna.
Yeah.
Ooh, like a bolognese style, or
Oh yeah, with lots of cheese.
Old school. She's got a German last name, but she's a fantastic Italian cook. Favorite place to vacation, or favorite vacation you've been on?
Just say like Arizona. The Arizona desert is
like Sedona. Nice out there. Favorite kind of music? What do you like to listen to?
Oh, I love my smooth jazz.
Like Kenny G kind of smooth jazz?
Oh yeah. I have that on my computer playing a lot.
Yanni? No, not Yanni. He's not really jazz. Kenny G. Yeah, Kenny G. I think smooth jazz. I think Kenny G. What's on your bucket list? What do you got to accomplish big still?
Oh, what's on my bucket list? Take a trip around the world. Not really. No. I have. I'd love to spend a month traveling Italy, a month traveling Ireland. Just get away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anywhere but Feasterville. I think you're on your Feasterville. No.
Feasterville? No, Bethlehem.
Bethlehem. Sorry. I can think of one more. Favorite time of year. Favorite season.
Spring.
Well, we're almost there.
Yeah. I'm not a winter person. I'm not a hot summer person.
I feel you on that. I have warm weather. I just came back from the Bahamas. I was in the Dominican Republic before that. I was in Mexico before that. Cold weather's for the polar bears. Yeah. All right, here's the tough one. Ready? Favorite podcast?
Gee, I wonder, Make the Grade?
You are correct. You are correct. Christine Rothdeutsch, thank you very much. Listen, call ChristineR.com. You got nothing to lose, and you got organization to gain. And listen, trust me, this is stuff that doesn't seem important to some people until you actually start to put into place. And you're going to realize how much time you're going to save, how much money you're going to save, but not wasting time and wasting money on things that are not productive, and really how easy it gets. Trust me, once you get processes that work. And all you need is a little hand holding from the right person to get you there. And then you're kind of cruising, right? There we go.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, hey, this is Steve Green, my guest, Christine Rothdeutsch. Call ChristineR.com. You've been listening to the Make the Grade podcast. We are here for one reason: to help parents of children, students, entrepreneurs with actions, things they can use to accelerate their journey to success. If you liked what you heard today, please share it. Please comment. I feel the thing that makes me the happiest with these things is when the most number of people can get this information and we can help the most number of people that we can. If you want to be a guest on the podcast, just reach out. It's a pretty low bar. No, not completely low. Christine was a tougher. I mean, she's an excellent guest. But now, if you have something to say to the entrepreneur population or parent with student population, let's hear it and we'll roll from there. Hey, I got some really good guests coming up in the next 2-3 months. A hypnotist, a diamond collector. Now, what does diamond collecting have to do with business? You have to come back to find out. And a few other pretty interesting things, including a musician who's toured all the way around the world, and you might have heard of him. How about that? Christine, anything else you want to add?
Just want to thank you, Stephen. I really enjoyed this time with you.
Good. Beautiful. I'm glad that got on tape because not everybody says that. No, that's not true. Everybody enjoys it here. Hey, last time, Steve Green, Make the Grade Podcast. I hope you got a lot of value what you heard over the last half hour or so. Please reach out to Christine. Please reach out to my other guests. Reach out to me if you need anything you need help with. And we will see you next time. Let's get the music going and have a good day, everyone.
You've been listening to Make the Grade with the Success Doctor, Stephen Green. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe. For more resources and support, please visit makethegrade.net.